This episode is brought to you by
JG Graybill!
Woo!
Now enjoy the episode. If any big play happens, turn up the volume and he'll be like, and that's a touchdown. Great play by the offense on that one. 73-yard pass. Made a couple men miss on his way to the end zone.
Took it to the
And
house.
we're going to overtime. Did you think that guy laughs like that?
Cackle like a witch. Can you? Oh,
He was just a bored broadcaster.
Your witch cackle.
I don't think I have a
No.
witch
Oh,
cackle.
and you gotta give me your witch cackle.
I don't have one, though.
Then do it. Just do what you have.
That's, a witch cackle is the high-pitched one.
Yeah.
What's the one before that? That was like the...
It was like a maniacal laugh.
But the witch cackle...
Yeah, the witch cackle's
Is
better.
the-
Go. Parker, let's hear your witch
What's
cackle.
the...
Whenever somebody says the word cackle, I automatically think of a Crunch bar.
Same!
Really?
I do too!
I don't know why.
It is weird, but I think of that too.
It's really weird.
Do you have a witch cackle?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Oh, whoa! Wait, so he just gets out of it?
Well, he does weird stuff anyway. So
That's
it's
not
like,
fair.
It makes up because...
See, what you have to do is you have to change
Okay.
the subject like I did.
You just pivot to crunch bars?
Yeah.
When we got on the same page, we found something that we agree on, and therefore he doesn't.
Yeah,
he doesn't have
exactly.
anything bad.
No, the way I have that going in Parker's head is he doesn't actually think of crunch bars. He just needed something to say, and then you, by coincidence, agreed with him.
No, I
What just
actually,
fell?
I actually do think of Crunch bars.
Luke dropped his wallet. Oh, okay.
I
That
do
would have been
too.
really funny if you like pivoted like, oh, I need some type of excuse.
Crunch bars.
Crunch bars.
Oh wow, that worked out.
Candy always comes in candy. I was trying to say candy always comes in handy, but I said candy always comes in candy by accident.
That would have been
Yeah,
really
it
witty, but then it wasn't. That's gonna be a weird cold open.
Episode 125. We'll see you guys later.
So we were
kidding.
trying to watch a live stream of the Hempfield High School
Oh, I can bring it
round
back
2
up
playoff game.
if you want to watch it.
And
It's
it's
the
just
semifinals.
let's just turn it up. We'll all be quiet and just listen to how good the announcer is on this live stream.
Yes, he did, and he's going to run.
They don't know what's happening.
He's gonna run it with.
Another mislap by the Hempfield Black Knights.
Oh man.
I really hope they can hear that. He's clearly so bored, and like some crazy play just happened. I think Hempfield muffed a punt, and his reaction is another mishap. Oh. This is great podcast content. We're watching the refs decide. Oh, and now there's an old guy going in the background.
Harrisburg gets the ball back again. Playing Hempfield.
Wow. Oh, wait.
The call on the field is first down, Harrisburg.
Wow. That's unfortunate. Okay, so basically, the announcer for this broadcast sounds so incredibly bored, and I'm glad we turned it on there because that was a
Yeah,
great
that
call.
was a great-
He didn't know what happened when
Yeah.
they muffed the punt. That was just fantastic timing. And now, yeah, Hempfield muffed a punt. They're down 14-3, and Harrisburg has the ball back. So we might not be giving too many updates on that. But like Luke said, this is episode 125, and we kicked it off with witch cackles because...
Yes, we did.
Why did we kick it off with witch cackles?
I don't know.
Just a creative decision.
It's not even Halloween
question.
anymore.
I know.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
No, it's
if
not.
you hear the music that's playing. How do you guys
Yeah.
feel? This is a very
Okay.
cliche conversation, so let's keep it short
Yeah.
because everybody asked this question. But what's your deadline for or your start time of when you start playing Christmas music?
December
Same.
for me.
Yep,
Yeah.
December
I would
1st.
say.
Okay, we're all in agreement.
Same with decorations.
Thank you.
Christmas decorations don't go till December 1st.
Thanksgiving's over. Now we go to Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm glad we all agree on that because that could have turned into something real ugly.
but-
No, that's
Sometimes I
We're all
wait
rational
until
people.
after Kwanzaa and after Hanukkah because
doesn't Kwanzaa go past Christmas?
Kwanzaa's in January, isn't it?
Well, yeah, sometimes, and then taking the Christmas tree down You know, that takes a long time.
It does.
Ours was still up in July before we burned it.
For real?
Yeah, it was just up, but it was brown. And then we took it
Makes
out,
sense.
and it was just sitting on our back porch. And then we burned it eventually, but that was in summer, so.
Wow.
Yeah, it takes us a while to get rid of our Christmas decorations.
I'm sure your mom is super glad that you just told everybody there was a dead tree in her house for like 3 months.
Yeah, my dog.
3
was
months.
the
That's
only
like
reason-
6 months, Owen.
Yeah, they probably.
Oh, you're born in July. You should know
Well,
what
I-
month it is. That's
No.
7 months.
I'm thinking maybe if they kept watering the tree
Yeah,
until
my dog kept watering the
January.
tree.
See, there you go. Dougie kept it alive for at least an extra month. So I'm thinking it was dead from like March on, maybe. Do you think it died like as soon as Christmas was over?
You know,
No.
actually, it died when it got cut down.
Well, technically,
Ah,
it,
yeah.
it died a very slow death.
Well,
so
but-
we all have dead trees in our house at Christmas time.
People
That's a great way
always
to think
say
about it.
that you die twice. First when you.
I hate my
some-
parents.
First when some. I was trying to quote.
They
a song.
Hold on.
You used
hold
to
on,
get a
hold on,
real
hold on,
tree.
hold on, hold on, whoa,
And
whoa,
I-
whoa, whoa.
I'm gonna spend Christmas with Parker.
Wait. Parker was in the middle of some deep inspirational quote. I don't know what it was, how you were gonna finish that, and just in the middle of it, Luke tosses the grenade of "I hate my parents," which just you really like over. They won't get a real tree.
Every single year,
And-
me and my brothers spend hours upon hours trying to convince my parents to get a real tree.
Okay.
And they will not budge.
Wow.
I've cut down a real tree because my grandparents always do a real tree.
Mhm.
So I always go with them, or I've gone with them before to help cut it down, which is fun. But, like,
You've never had a real tree.
not in my house, no.
Wow.
And it's
That's
such
actually
a
really
sad
unfortunate.
life.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really want to
that's so
live with
sad.
Mm. That's I mean, I'm sure we could probably work something out.
Yeah.
You guys take him every other day. We kind of
Yeah, kind of like divorced parents.
Christmas tree foster system for kids whose parents won't get them the tree that they want.
Thank
Yeah.
you, I appreciate
Just
it.
come live with us. We can
Yeah.
store you.
It's a weird program, but
We-
you know,
there's beds. There's beds.
if
know.
you want a
each,
dead
each
tree-
layer of the tree has a bed in it. You just lay the tree.
What?
You're like an ornament. Like you just sleep there.
If you really want a dead tree in your house that bad, actually in 10th grade we had to write like a poem that was like you had to describe like a process or a thing, but you had to make it like super vague and weird, and then people had to guess what it was.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I did Christmas trees and just made it sound like this horrible massacre of like all these dead trees that are slowly dying and then tossed out to the road. I forget how I wrote it, but it was it was a weird poem
I'm proud of you, Owen.
that was written. Yeah, Luke. It's Luke's style of writing, basically, is what I went off of. It seemed like a type of thing that you would write, maybe, or Parker in his.
Prime.
Wait, have we talked about that on the podcast?
No, we don't need to talk about that.
I won't say because I think you could like
Get
legally
copyrighted.
get what? No, I think you would maybe get your Google Docs account revoked or something.
my
Um,
my Hempfield SD studio.
Yeah, I think that with 5 months left in your senior year, they would be like, no, you can't have this anymore.
It never got gaggled.
Okay. We're not going to get into details with this, but being as vague as possible, like with the poems. In our freshman year, Parker took creative writing with one of our favorite teachers we've ever had. We had him as our 8th grade English teacher, and then he moved to the high school when we moved to the high school. He's an English teacher. Parker had him for creative writing and wrote one of the most horrifying stories you've ever read in your life.
Yeah, it was
Um,
pretty horrifying.
And it's hilarious because it's Parker. And
Written
like,
by a freshman.
yeah, freshman Parker, any Parker, but like freshman Parker specifically, is just like not at all the person that would write this story.
Mhm.
Like it's such a weird juxtaposition of this is the story and this is the face of the person who wrote it. So yeah, it's a highly disturbing story. Great, very entertaining. It had some twists and turns.
Mhm.
Weird ending.
I
caught
tried
you
to
off guard.
channel my inner Stephen King.
Yeah, kind of like that.
You nailed
Ninth
it.
grade Parker channeling his Stephen King is what this resulted in. And Gaggle is like the school's security thing on your iPads and your accounts that will, like, if you write anything that they think is even slightly suspicious, they gaggle you. And that's incredible that you snuck
Yeah.
that thing past the
I
security.
don't know. I think they really need to get their security thing checked out.
It's yeah.
Nobody talked to me about it.
Dude, we're gonna find out who really listens to the podcast, because if anybody listens for more than 5 minutes, you're gonna be getting some questions about this.
I know. And I'm not ashamed of it, you know? I thought it was a great story. It got me an A.
Yeah.
So
It's
Got me an A.
It is a great story.
and it was creative writing.
Good plot.
I'm supposed to be creative.
You expanded your boundaries past what we thought you could do creatively.
Yeah.
So,
Sadly.
I opened my brain.
we went from dead trees to Parker's horrifying story.
Yeah.
I don't know why or how Luke is highlighting
It's not.
stuff
I
on my
gotta-
desktop. Are you going to delete all of it?
No, it's annoying me.
Please don't delete all of it. Are you just going to hide it? And now
Whoops.
you guys get to hear the content of Luke messing around on Owen's computer. It's a new segment we've implemented. We're thinking it's really going to take off. If it has the right background music, I feel like it could really just be one of our best segments. Now Parker's watching the live stream. Hey, Hempfield got the ball back.
Oh.
As I say those words, the ball is intercepted and run back to... Dude, this announcer is the best. Pushed out of bounds.
Okay, we should probably try to grade it back in. They're probably very bored right now.
You were the one who just
you were the one that
so long
You didn't have to
organizing,
stop talking.
silently organizing.
Now it's on snap to
The
grid form,
stuff
which means
on-
that it stays
Okay.
organized.
All right,
That's so much better.
That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do that on the podcast.
Sorry,
though.
it was bothering me.
That is really, I do prefer that. Thank you. That's fantastic. Hempfield, hey, they've got the ball back. 14-3. This game is still manageable. Good job by the defense getting a stop and interception. So that's just great. A lot of stuff happened in sports this week. The most recent news that literally just came out this morning is that Robert Woods tore his ACL.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't?
No.
Actually, no, you were at the auction, yeah. Robert
thing I
Woods
just
tore his
traded him
ACL
away.
at practice.
Oh, that's right.
So now
I
Luke's
traded him
trade
to-
was basically Derrick Henry for Jonathan Taylor
I
straight
still
up.
wouldn't do that because Derrick Henry's not playing.
Did you listen to last week's episode? Parker just kind of like yelled at you.
Yeah, I
At
did.
the end of it.
I heard a little bit of it.
He was, yeah.
And I did say how Luke
Messed with you.
yeah messed with me.
I still don't know.
An
all the-
hour and a half of texting.
I still need to see that text thread
Oh, man.
afterwards.
Yeah. Oh.
That would take a while.
Oh, man.
I've heard the stories, but I have not fully experienced it.
Oh, man.
So now OBJ, who signed with the Rams, is the number 2 wide receiver, effective immediately.
And he's on my roster.
Which is good for Luke.
Wow. Actually, maybe you shouldn't have traded Jonathan Taylor. You could make a playoff push with that team.
Honestly.
Kind of.
Leonard Fournette, Darren Waller, OBJ.
Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor.
hypothetically.
Yeah. I could have,
Yeah.
but, it's okay.
Wow.
Devontae Smith is looking good now.
He actually
Yeah.
did look really good
Your
last
team
week.
could have turned it on right at the end. 3-game
Could've.
winning streak, going to the playoffs hot.
Which is
What
basically
could have been.
Could have
That's
been.
what Parker did.
That's
yeah.
what I did.
Pretty
Well,
much.
except instead of
Kind
3-game
of.
winning streak at the end, I just went. I won one, lost one, lost one, won one. Like I always at the
You went
end.
kinda like every
every
other-
2 weeks, I was always even the entire time. You know. So if I lost
Interesting.
one, then I won one the next week. If I won one, then I lost one the next week. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I did.
kind of how that happened.
Yeah, and then I made
Nice.
the playoffs though. You're going down.
And then,
this
as you
year.
guys know,
You're going down.
he won the whole thing. Yeah, Parker and I are playing each other this week.
My team
Both
is
of us
too good.
with key injuries. Alvin Kamara's out
Yeah,
for you,
that's not fair.
and Damian Harris is out for me. Both
Damian-
equally crushing
no,
losses.
That is false. Alvin Kamara is so much better than Damian Harris.
I think both of our projections are very similar, though.
Yeah, because Alvin Kamara's not playing.
They were similar before that. I was like 3 behind your projection when Kamara was in and Harris was in, and then both of our projections went down by like 15.
15. My projection went down by. Oh.
Your projection went down by a lot.
It went down by. Well, no, 15 makes sense.
Let's not get into the exact specifics of how our projections went down.
Yeah, their average points is only like 15 points different.
Yeah,
Only.
only.
No.
It's,
Alvin Kamara's
We're
only
not-
averaging 40, and Damon Harris is only averaging like 24.
but me and Parker's projections are very similar, which means I got a chance, baby.
No.
I'm kind of in a must-win situation
You
this
know it's
week.
sad when you're starting Jordan Howard in your RB2
It really
spot.
is.
That is very sad.
It's really sad.
You
But
need
when you
running
have
back
CeeDee
help.
Lamb in your flex, you know that your wide receiver room is strong.
See,
I need Aaron Jones
Your
to carry
dad's
my
beating
running
me
back.
right now, Owen. This
Oh, good
kicker
for
got
him.
2 points.
2-0. Justin Tucker missed an extra point, or missed a field goal actually. That hurts.
OBJ's projection went down since Robert Woods got injured.
That's gonna go back up. That has to be a little bit.
Because it was
delayed.
12 yesterday and it's 8 today.
What is the craziest thing that has happened in football over the last 2 weeks to you guys? Because I could rattle off
There's
10
so
things.
many.
Dude.
Football has been absolutely insane the last 2 weeks,
Yeah.
on the field and off the field.
Jeez.
I'm honestly going to be straight up. I think the OBJ trade was crazy.
Lack of a trade.
Or
The
lack-
fact that he
lack-
didn't-
not even
the
not,
fact that he
sorry,
didn't get
not a
traded.
trade. The
Yeah.
OBJ situation with the Browns, and I
Mhm.
feel like I'm sure that has been brewing, but as far as the media knew about it, I mean that it happened in a matter of 2-3 days. Like it was so quick.
Everybody thought he was going to get traded, and then he
Yeah.
didn't, and we were like, oh, I guess they're going to try to fix things.
Yeah.
And then, boom,
Mhm.
done. Released.
I mean, I know this is a cop out, but Henry Ruggs, that
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah,
Yes,
that was pretty crazy.
That was insane. Yeah.
But
Do
I would
take a
also
gamble
say
and
like
start this?
games wise, the Bills scoring 6 points after looking
Dude.
That was
absolutely
ridiculous.
absurd is
That-
kind of crazy.
Last week, I think it was last week, was a crazy week of upsets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were so many what just happened kind of games.
I know.
And then
The
this
Jets
Thursday
winning
night
again.
Yeah.
Or no, the Jags.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
The Jags.
The Jets played kind of well on
Mhm.
Thursday night.
Mike
the
White's
Dolphins
still my
win on
backup
this
quarterback.
Thursday night. Really?
Yeah.
That's okay.
We don't want the Dolphins to win.
No,
I
we
know,
want
as
the
Eagles
Dolphins
fans,
to lose.
that was unfortunate that
Yeah.
the Dolphins beat the Ravens.
But it
cool
was-
upset, but
I mean, we could share
Pros
this
and
on
cons.
the podcast. So we're doing a Pick'ems league. I'm pretty sure you guys know. Well, I know you know. Our viewers know.
yeah.
And so
really?
we
I
picked the
didn't
winner
know.
of every game. And I forgot to insert my pick for Thursday night, and everybody picked the Ravens.
It was like 97% Ravens.
Yeah. And everybody in the Pick'ems league that we're in picked the Ravens. The Ravens lost, so it didn't affect me at all. I got so lucky because I would have lost the game on everybody.
Yeah.
And now I would have picked the Ravens as well. So
Yeah.
Because
it's just
Why not?
neutral. Yeah.
yeah, Parker dodged a bullet on that one, unfortunately for the rest of us.
Okay, this announcing that Robert Woods tore his ACL made it look like it was OBJ's fault by saying on the same day OBJ was signed. Like OBJ walked into practice and was like, "Yo, Robert, come over here."
That's what he sounded like.
Yeah,
He needed
I
that.
don't think that's what OBJ sounds like.
I don't know. I've never met him.
That was okay.
I've met him.
No,
Not in person.
Oh, another crazy thing:
Through the
Cam
team.
Newton reuniting with the Panthers.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is, I love that. Like that makes my heart
That's a cool
warm
story.
and fuzzy.
Remember after 3 weeks when the Panthers looked
The Panthers were legit.
Sam Darnold was
Yeah.
like the savior.
He was on fire, and then he returned to normal Sam Darnold. Form.
Yep.
Yeah. That's crazy that they're.
I wonder
they're
if Cam
gonna
Newton
go
will be
from
good again. I wonder if he'll
him
have that
to release
fire.
I
Probably
don't-
not.
No, I don't think so.
It'll be cool for a game like, hey, Cam's back, and no, he just threw another interception.
And put in PJ Washington.
Yeah.
But watch,
Except
Walker.
watch him become.
PJ Washington's not playing football.
Oh, he plays basketball.
Sam Darnold will probably be their backup.
I think they said they're going to release him
they're gonna release him.
at the end of the year because
Yeah.
he's hurt, and
Yeah.
then that'll take him to the
Oh,
end of the
yeah.
season, and then. So sorry, Sam. That draft class is so weird. The 2017 quarterback draft class,
Yeah.
where it's Baker taking number one
Mhm.
when Sam Darnold was projected to be the one.
Mhm.
Browns surprise everybody, take Baker. Saquon goes 2. And then the Jets think they got a steal with Darnold at 3. And then Josh Allen's in the top 10. I think he was 7. And then Josh Rosen gets
Josh
taken.
Rosen was bad.
I
He
thought
was
Josh
bad.
Rosen was going to be like a top 3 in that class. And then the Ravens trade back into the
Lamar.
first round. At the end, they take the Eagles pick
Mhm.
and
Get
get Lamar.
Yeah.
And he might be the best one out of all of it. It's
So far,
such
he's
a
the
weird
best
class.
one. Yeah. So weird.
So strange. Speaking of Baker, though, how about those Browns?
Browns are not.
As
gonna
soon
win.
as
They're
OBJ
now
leaves,
gonna do
above
anything.
500.
They are-
41-17 over
I-
the Bengals.
I don't think you realize they're
Smoked them.
they're barely above 500.
Just
Owen.
saying.
Oh, and there is no chance
but they had OBJ though.
Even if
now they don't.
But they weren't playing him. That didn't. They
Yeah.
weren't using him at all. It didn't
Oh, they
matter.
They were trying to use him and failing. He
No,
was
they just
definitely
weren't
there, though.
throwing to him.
He was there, and also he was in the locker room, just being the locker room I don't like calling people locker room cancers, but apparently he was an issue in the locker room.
No one likes the Browns.
And now he's
Oh,
gone.
and you're the only one to like the
Browns are 1-0 post OBJ.
Baker isn't the real deal. Owen, I don't know how long it's gonna take you
What
to
are we
realize that.
I
saying?
don't
He's
think-
the real deal is
I
so
don't
broad.
think-
What are you defining the real deal as? How does
Baker
somebody?
isn't
He
a
can't win
bad.
at all.
Baker isn't a bad quarterback, but he's not a quarterback that can win a Super Bowl.
No.
I'm clipping all of this audio and saving it.
Go ahead.
Baker will
This
never
is-
win a Super Bowl.
Baker is not a bad quarterback. Baker is not a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
You can put all the
Although,
guys in the
granted,
world
neither
around
is
him.
Nick Foles. So I mean,
No,
Exactly.
Nick Foles is in my heart.
well, in my heart, he
That's
is.
what I'm saying.
But in my mind, it's statistically no chance he's a. But no, but Carson Wentz carried that season and let Nick Foles take the reins.
Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls, though.
Yeah, but you could put 20.
You're saying that
You-
Baker
you-
Mayfield is worse than Eli
You
Manning?
you could put 20 Calvin Johnsons and 20
This is
20
Deion
Barry
Sanders.
Sanders.
Deion Sanders and 20 of the Reggie Jacksons around him.
That's another basketball player, dude. You keep naming basketball
Reggie
players
White?
instead of football players. Yeah, Reggie
And
White
He
would
will
be on
still
the
not
defense.
win a Super Bowl.
Bo Jackson?
Bo Jackson.
No, Baker's not an elite quarterback. Like, he won't carry a team, but you can put a team around him, and
But the
they'll
Browns
be able to win
don't
a Super
actually.
Bowl.
Their only positive is their running.
The only person that
And
can
their
carry
defense.
a team is Tom Brady.
Their defense is ridiculous.
Myles Garrett is ridiculous.
Yeah, they have one of the better secondaries in the league. They have J.O.K. at linebacker, who's been a great
he's-
draft pick so far.
He's okay.
All right, we're just gonna.
I just
Whatever.
have any reason to hate the Browns.
I love my Super Bowl pick now because if my Super Bowl pick happens, it's Rams and OBJ versus the Browns,
Browns
and it's
aren't
just going to
going to
be
be in the
the
Super Bowl.
best
I don't remember
rematch
who I
ever,
picked for
or
my Super
revenge
Bowl.
game. You picked Rams Bills,
Okay,
which is looking
I
good.
could still. The Bills are a little shaky, but I could still stand by that.
Yeah, that's
Who
possible.
did I pick to win? Did I pick the
Parker
Rams to win?
picked Chiefs Bucks.
How's that looking,
I
Parker?
mean, the Chiefs could still make the playoffs. It's possible as the
Maybe.
6th seed.
Not when Patrick Mahomes throws 80 interceptions.
I hope I have the audio of Parker mocking me when I picked Matthew Stafford to be MVP and him going, "Pff, that's insane. Patrick Mahomes is going to be the MVP, Owen. Don't be ridiculous."
Everybody, that wasn't just me though. That was everybody. Everybody believed that.
I do think, not to get too into serious football talk, but I do think we're overreacting to this Chiefs
I
issue.
agree.
Like, I think they've hit a couple of rough patches, but, like, they're still favored in so many games. Like, if they get into the playoffs, there's not many
It'll be a
teams that you would
surprise.
pick to beat them.
Yeah.
Every team.
They have to, what?
I wouldn't pick.
See, this
I
is
wouldn't
the
pick-
overreaction. Like,
no.
if they make it to the playoffs, I think that they're in decent shape.
I think
they're still dangerous.
I think next season they can be back to Chief form. I think just give them an off season to help rebuild their defense and work on their
that's
defense
true.
a little
Their
bit.
defense is bad.
Because I think rebuild their defense a little bit and teach Tyreek Hill how to catch a football, and we'll be good.
Yeah. Their defense is pretty clearly bad because they don't have many good players. The
But
weird
their
thing is that their
offense is
offense
bad.
is bad.
What an analysis! Their
Without-
defense is bad because they don't have many good players.
But then the weird thing is their offense is bad, and I don't know why because they
I know
have a bunch
why.
of good players. What happened? What changed?
Patrick Mahomes, he's trash.
That doesn't happen though. Actually,
Yes,
it
it
happened
does.
to Carson Wentz.
Yeah, it does happen.
That's
all the
not
time.
normal though. That a guy is historically great and then he's just
I mean,
off a
Carson
cliff.
Wentz was
Other than
running
Carson
an MVP
Wentz,
season.
other than Carson Wentz, that's never happened.
Patrick Mahomes.
Carson Wentz is the
Clyde
only other
Edwards-Helaire
person that's happened
fumbles
to.
the ball probably every 3 possessions that he.
That's not wrong.
And then
Yeah.
and then you have
You got
Patrick Mahomes,
Butterfingers downfield.
Tyreek Hill.
Dude, Tyreek Hill's still good though.
No, but people know how to play them now,
Uh-huh.
and so
And then
it's
they have to
exposing
adjust. This year is growing pains and adjusting, and I agree with Luke. I think they'll be back to full strength next year. I just don't know. I don't understand football enough. I think even people that do understand football enough. What changed this year that made, if it's Patrick Mahomes, what made him so much worse? Or if it's not him, why is their offense this bad? Like, it can't just be like, oh, teams are playing cover 2 now. We didn't see that coming. It's so weird. I don't
It's-
understand how you fall off a
I
cliff
do
like
kind
that.
of like agree with Owen in the sense that like everyone can just say like they've gotten so much worse, but why? Like
Yeah.
like
Teams-
And I don't know the answer to
teams
that.
just don't like get that bad that quickly. I feel like it's always progressively over time. They slowly get worse. They just went from an amazing team to what the
Middle
heck is
of the
this?
road.
Yeah.
It's called complacency and adaptation.
Adaptation.
Yeah.
Please elaborate.
Complacency in the fact that their offense was the best in the league. Patrick Mahomes throwing no lookers. All of a sudden, that you can't sustain that forever. Not at the top level, not against other guys that are insanely good. Number two, they haven't adapted to the way defenses are playing them, and teams just look at who is successful against the Chiefs. Okay, let's do that. And the Chiefs haven't been able to figure out how to beat that.
Which is what makes the Patriots dynasty that Bill Belichick led so incredibly impressive.
No, because Tom Brady
the fact
knew
that
how to
Belichick
read the
was able
defenses.
to adjust his
Fire
team
Andy.
Whoa, that escalated.
Like from Toy Story, or?
No, it was in Walrus Guy.
Oh, the coach. Yeah. No, fire him.
Get him
Well,
out of there.
Speaking of complacency, let's talk about Ben Simmons again. This
Yeah.
has become a weekly thing. This
The
week's
Ben
headline.
Simmons update.
What happened that's insane with insanely annoying with Ben Simmons this week? This is not a joke at all. This is completely real. It's gotten to the point where my mom hates Ben Simmons.
Wow.
Because anytime it comes up, like me and my brother are talking about it, or me and my dad, every single time Ben Simmons comes up, she like audibly groans, like, "Oh, this guy again." That's how bad it is, Ben.
That's
if my
funny.
mom is annoyed by you, you've been pretty bad. Okay, Luke's showing us a meme, and that's wow. Okay,
I don't understand.
Do you get it? Do you not get it?
The meme is suggesting that OBJ's dad hurt Robert Woods.
Oh, okay.
Tanya Harding? That's what this
Oh, I don't know what that picture actually is. What did that person
I'm-
kick the other person with
I'm
her
pretty
ice
sure
skate?
this is mimicking Tanya Harding. Do you not know
No,
the Tanya
no,
Harding
No,
story?
what's that? It's two figure skaters, and
Okay.
the one is
I don't
looks like she's about to
know what,
injure the
like
other one.
I don't know what year it was or whatever, but like years ago in the Olympics, Tanya Harding was like a really, really good figure skater, and I guess she was going up against another really good figure skater, and she really wanted to win, so she had her bodyguard purposely smash this girl's knee so that she couldn't figure skate.
Did she win?
I think so, but until I think further investigation said otherwise.
Yeah. What?
You guys have never heard about the Tanya Harding?
No.
Really?
It sounds awful.
It doesn't surprise me that he's never heard of it. It surprises me that you've never heard of it.
Wow. Okay. Sounds very illegal and
I think that's how it went.
pretty hard.
But like,
Pretty hard to do in secret. Like, hey, this person's knee got smashed. Oh no, that's so bad. Probably shouldn't do an investigation on that. Guess we'll never know. That seems like something that'd be very hard to get away with. It's a good thing that she and the bodyguard got caught. Anyway, while Luke looks into that some more, the Ben Simmons headline from this week is that his agent Rich Paul has said that he and Ben Simmons believe that the Sixers' tactics are not supportive of Ben Simmons and that they are worsening his mental health. And do you want to go first on this, or should I? Because I figure we both have some thoughts.
Oh yeah, I have some
on
thoughts.
this. Okay, you want to go first?
Sure.
There's a lot to dissect.
okay,
here.
I was a little bit wrong.
Oh, update.
Her ex-husband, Tanya Harding's ex-husband,
Of course, the
hired
ex was
a
involved.
hitman to assault skater Nancy Kerrigan at the Olympic trials.
Huh.
So I guess it was just to get into the Olympics.
Wow.
Interesting.
So she must not have been that good.
And she pleaded guilty to
Wait, hold
she
on.
pleaded guilty to hindering the investigation into Kerrigan's attack and was banned from competing in the U.S. for life.
If it's her ex-husband, wouldn't he want his ex-wife to lose?
Well, maybe they weren't. Maybe it wasn't ex when it happened. Maybe she
Her
divorced him
now
after.
ex.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't say.
Hmm.
Well, she was like famous though because she was the first American woman to complete a triple axel in competition.
And she needed to cheat to get into the Olympics.
Oh, you know,
Wow.
some people are stupid.
That's
I bet you
Tom Brady
Simone-
didn't need
Simone
to cheat to win a
Biles could
Super
do
Bowl,
that
yet he did it
blindfolded.
anyway. So
that's true. What?
What? Simone Biles could have done that with her eyes closed.
I don't think
On
so.
ice?
Miles
These
could
people are
figure
peasants.
skate.
on
Peasants.
ice skates, I don't know.
People
yeah.
are peasants?
Yeah, Simone Biles, you put her on the football field, just watch her just destroy Aaron Rodgers' dreams. Pick sixes all day, 24/7.
I don't think she's tall enough. To
No.
Anyway,
No.
Ben Simmons.
What?
Here's the thing about Ben Simmons, okay? I don't understand what goes on in his head. He's trying to play all the angles, but he has no leverage, right? The Sixers try and offer him help, right? They try and offer him mental stability, doctors, because they're very good doctors. And he says, no, I don't need that. I'm good. I'm good mentally, even though he said that he's
He can't play.
He can't play
not
because
mentally
he's
ready.
not mentally ready. And now he's saying how their tactics are hindering his performance and his mindset. Doesn't make any sense. He got in his own head, and he's like trying to blame the Sixers for what he's done wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I want to pause here. We'll continue Ben Simmons talk. I would just like to pause and just kind of self-reflect on what just happened in the last minute, okay? So sometimes, I'm going to use an analogy here. I like to think of us on the podcast as a basketball team sometimes. I would consider myself the point guard, distributing the ball and whatnot. Luke's kind of the small forward, power forward, where
And I'm the
he
center.
He can hit a shot. He plays great defense.
Can't hit a shot.
He can hit a shot when you need it. No, I'm talking in the podcast sense.
Oh, okay.
He hits the nice shots. He plays great defense. And then there's Parker, who's kind of the wild card of the team. He can play pretty much any position.
Positionless. I'm a positionless.
He's the star. He's the best player on the team.
No,
and
the point guard's the best right
No,
here.
no. He'll lead the team in scoring. But what happens is, in the middle of the game, he'll, let's just using this last minute as a description, he'll say Simone Biles would be a great defensive back in the NFL and destroy Aaron Rodgers' dreams, which is where he just, like, chucks up a half quarter and airballs it. And then, next possession, 10 seconds later, you give him the ball right back, and he gives you this great analysis of Ben Simmons, and it's like he's flying for this fantastic dunk, is the analogy I'm going to use. That is basically how I would describe the podcast as a basketball team.
I think my analogy 2 weeks ago was a little better.
So you were giving an analogy and an analogy. Wow.
Whoa, double analogy.
Analogiception.
You literally
Whoa.
gave an analogy while in an analogy.
Kind of. Yeah. Luke, I'm coming for your analogy throne. Luke's still the king of the analogies because of his Howie Roseman one. That was fantastic.
Would I compare him to a Hitler?
No, Mao.
Oh, yeah, Mao. How
Yeah.
is Mao?
You compared a Michaels employee to Hitler.
Yeah, that's right.
I wasn't
Sorry
there
about
for
that, by the way. If you're watching.
So yeah, I'm the point guard. Luke's the power forward. Parker's the positionless guy who's just kind of like the highest scorer on the team and is the best at it. But at other times will just kind of, do random stuff and then come back and make the best play you've ever seen. That's how the podcast works. But yeah, Ben Simmons, to summarize, is mad at the Sixers for trying to trade him and worsening his mental health because he said he wanted a trade because his mental health was bad. Which just doesn't, those two things don't make sense. He's basically saying, I don't want to be here with you guys. I'm out. But also support me and make me feel good. And you can't have both of those?
And then when the Sixers support him and make it feel good?
No, I don't want to talk to your doctors. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
No sense. Also, keep paying me.
Yeah.
While all of this is happening. It's infuriating. And my
Poor Doc.
mom gets mad at him every time.
Well, me and
Poor everyone on the Sixers.
Me and my dad were talking about it, and he goes, well, let's just look at this from Ben Simmons' point of view. We just look at each other and start laughing.
Nice.
It was funny.
Let's just try to put ourselves in his shoes, and no, still doesn't make sense. It's, yeah. We have a couple of options of where we can go here. We have two things left in this episode. Parker's picks versus Paglia's picks, and the brand new segment.
No, I want to shake your hand.
No.
Parker
Richard.
doesn't want
I'm
to shake
Richard.
your hand.
You're Richard?
This has been Luke's new
Who's
thing.
Richard?
It's just putting out his hand and saying a name. And it's weird and I don't get it at all. But he thinks it's hilarious, so we're just going to keep
Jake.
doing. See, it's a very simple formula. It's not like super complicated. But it's just,
It's a great way to get to know people.
By giving
By giving them a
long
fake name?
What am I gonna say?
That's a
Hi
terrible-
guys, I'm Luke.
Well,
Like,
it's a terrible way to get to know
like
somebody
you gotta use
by
a
going,
businessman name.
Paul.
Like that's a good businessman, Dave.
But that's gonna confuse them so much. That's not a great way to get to meet people.
Actually-
Maybe once you've already met them.
Actually, I've never done that before.
Gone up, shook somebody's hand, and given them the wrong name.
No, I've never done that.
I don't think I've ever done that either.
You guys are sad.
No, we're champions.
Oh, I'm a champion.
He's wearing a That was good. Wearing a champion sweatshirt. Great pivot. Do we want to do Parker's picks versus Peglia's picks first, and
Yeah.
then end with the brand new
We'll start off
segment?
with that.
Or
Yeah.
all right, the
I gotta pull
games
up.
are tied. It's been quite the showdown the last couple of weeks. They are knotted at 88 and 49 each, both of them with fantastic records. I think this one's going to come down to the wire. It might be even decided in the playoffs when the point values go up.
I like how nobody's pulling away.
Yeah, they're keeping it close. I don't think anyone's really pulled away. At the end of last year, I think Luke, in like the last week,
No, Parker
I won last
had
year.
to, I know.
Parker-
I think in the last year, Luke had to make some crazy picks
Oh,
in the
yeah,
last
yeah.
week.
I thought you were
But-
gonna give.
And then the year before when I won, I started to pull away towards the end of the season.
yeah.
So let's just
So,
hope that doesn't
yeah.
happen this time.
Hopefully we
Um,
can keep it neck and neck.
Unfortunately, this
I would
week,
love for it to come down to a Super Bowl pick. That'd be
Yeah.
that'd be
That'd
insane.
good.
And I would totally pick the opposite of you.
Well, you would have to.
Well, yeah,
we
we
couldn't
would
have
have
it
to-
end in a tie.
That wouldn't be fair.
That'd be ridiculous.
No ties
Um,
in football are stupid.
They are.
I
They
call
happen,
Rams.
unfortunately. He's preemptively calling it. Wow.
I call Bucks.
Yeah, I guess that works. They're both NFC teams, but like then if
Then
one
how
of
does
them-
that work?
Well, they wouldn't be playing each other. It's just if the Bucks make
The
it,
NFC
Parker gets them. If the
championship.
Rams make it, you get them.
Okay.
That's how that's gonna work. Hopefully, it comes down to that. That would be amazing. Even if it doesn't, that's fine. But I would say this week we've got a pretty good chance of you guys still being tied. There's not the last 2 weeks we've said like, wow, not many upset chances.
there's
a
so
lot of
many.
favorites, and then there have been a
Yeah.
ton. So
And they're
who
not
knows?
upset chances. They're just random upsets.
Yeah.
Like
Who knows what's gonna happen? Let's see what you guys picked. Thursday night, you both got it wrong.
No, I didn't get it wrong.
well, you just didn't get it right either.
Do you guys want to go like back and forth, reading these, or
Sure.
Yeah, Parker,
however,
start. You can
however you
start.
want to do
No,
it?
you start this time.
Okay, I've got Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Over Falcons.
The Titans.
I have the Titans over the Saints as well.
This is I have the Colts.
Colts over Jags.
It's kind of tough, you know. The Jags beat the. I have the Browns.
I have the Patriots.
Okay.
Good job, Luke. Good pick.
No, I'm not trying to support you in any way, Owen.
Patriots are gonna get the dub.
Yep.
I would
good job,
lo-
Parker.
honestly-
Support Belichick.
Okay, never mind. Browns are getting the dub.
Good job supporting the Browns. Baker's
Wait,
gonna
no!
light up Belichick's defense. This
Parker,
is a
who are you
win-win for me.
picking?
Either way you go, I can either use I can pull the Baker card or I can pull the Belichick card.
Browns. I'm picking the Browns.
There's
Picking the
nothing you
Browns.
guys can do.
Because I'd rather have him.
Because hopefully Nick Chubb will
Belichick
carry.
is worse. You know.
Because there's a chance that Nick Chubb carries.
Yeah.
He could have 20 carries.
I have the
That was
Bills.
bad.
Bills over Jets.
I have the Steelers.
Steelers over Lions.
Lions are going 0-17 for the first time in NFL history.
That'd be so sad if they were the first team to go 0-16
But it-
and the first team to go 0-17.
But would it be surprising?
No.
No, it would be the most
Exactly.
Lions thing ever.
I have the Bucks over the football team.
Same.
I have the Cardinals over the reunited Panthers.
Same.
I have the Chargers over the Vikings.
I have the Vikings over the Chargers.
Upset.
The odds of that happening are very
That's a
little.
pretty good pick, though. Herbert's kind of struggled.
A little bit.
Not against the Eagles, but every quarterback plays well against them this year.
Yeah.
I have the Eagles over the Broncos.
I got the Broncos over the Eagles, so that's two different.
I feel like it's going to depend. Are we playing midseason Broncos or are we playing Cowboys Broncos?
That is a great question because I don't understand what happened.
They got better because they traded away Von Miller.
The Broncos destroying the Cowboys was like 8th on the list of crazy things, and it was still
Crazy,
ridiculous.
yes.
Yeah.
Great pick picking the Eagles, Luke. I also picked them.
I don't know
so-
how that's going to go.
They're not going to
Two
win a
on one
game the
against
rest of the
Parker.
season.
Oh yeah, because he thinks the Eagles
Yeah.
are stuck at 3 wins. Yeah. The Eagles have like the second easiest schedule the rest of the way.
And they're going to lose every game.
okay.
I have the Packers over the Seahawks.
I do as well.
I went with the Raiders over the Chiefs.
Really? I mean, that's
did.
not. That's an interesting pick.
Interesting.
I had Chiefs over Raiders, but I could
3
totally
games.
see that.
I think that's going to be an entertaining
I'm
matchup.
That's the biggest coin flip of the week.
I'm
think-
really nervous about that game.
Yeah, that's going to be an entertaining matchup. That, and I think Browns-Patriots will also be entertaining.
Yeah.
And then I have the Rams absolutely blowing the Niners out of the water.
Same. So we have
Alright.
3 different.
Nice.
We have the
It's a good
Chiefs
week.
Raiders game different.
Which is Sunday night, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, we have the Eagles Broncos game different, and we have the Vikings Chargers game different.
Yeah.
All right, so it's impossible for you guys to tie. We will have a leader next week.
Unless one
for
of the games
first
ends
time.
in a tie.
Let's not. That would be ridiculous. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
There haven't been any NFL ties yet this year, have
Yeah,
there?
there was one in week 2.
Who?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I just.
I don't
said
think any
that.
teams.
I just tried to sound.
like-
I tried to sound confident.
Mm.
Did I? You believe me in a little?
Maybe for like half a second, but I don't.
I
It
feel
feels
like-
like there's one tie every year, though.
Last year, I feel like there were a lot of ties, though.
Well, the Eagles tied last year, and we thought that was going to be like that tie was going to help us get a playoff spot because it wasn't a loss, and then it just ended up not mattering
mattering.
at all.
Because it wasn't a loss.
Yeah, we would have rather
Because
had the
it was.
loss because then we would have gotten a higher draft pick. But you know how he worked it out, and he got Devonta Smith and the Dolphins.
and
first
didn't
round
draft
pick.
someone named Dave Smith out of North Carolina. I mean, not North Carolina, North Dakota.
Yeah, because we know he loves drafting Dave Smiths all the time. All right, let's wrap up episode 125 with a brand new segment.
My favorite segment,
It's brand new though, so
but it's my favorite
how do you know?
because it involves me.
A little
That doesn't sound
narcissistic, but okay.
egotistical at all.
It is called the Mad Hatter, and basically
Luke is the
Luke
Mad
likes
Hatter.
wearing hats. Yeah, let me. That's a good way to do it. Let me back up. This is the Mad Hatter segment, brought to you by the Mad Hatter. Take it away, sir.
So this week on the Mad Hatter segment, we are going to rant about the elementary school educational system.
Whoa, quick start. All right.
Owen-
Jumping into the deep end.
Oh, and I know you have siblings in elementary school. Parker, you don't anymore, but I have 2 younger brothers who are in elementary school, and boy, is that system messed up. I mean, these kids come home every single day. They never have homework. I don't know how this school tries to prepare them for middle school when they actually will have homework, because these teachers don't expect these students to do anything. They just kind of let them get off easy with everything, and it's really stupid. Another thing, they don't teach them how to study. They go into days and they're like, oh, you have a quiz tomorrow, but like, you don't need to study and don't have any study guides. Just remember what you learned in class. No, when you get to middle school, you actually have to study for stuff.
Luke, sorry to interrupt you. Could you tell the people about the hat you're wearing? It's normally you go with a baseball cap,
Yeah,
but this time you went a
I
little
don't know.
warmer.
It's getting towards winter, and I just felt like wearing this because it's comfortable. I got this through the Hempfield baseball program.
Oh,
I hated
nice.
the team, but I loved the stuff that I got from it because it was comfortable and probably expensive, but I got it for not much, so I think free.
Nice.
So yeah.
Sorry for interrupting you there. You feel
Anyway,
free to continue.
like, how are these kids expected to do well on tests and quizzes and just in school in general, in life in general? Like, how do they expect them to time management and better prepare themselves for anything that they may have coming up in the future if they don't teach them how to do it from a young age? They treat elementary school like first grade, but in every single grade until
Luke,
you
sorry
get
to
to middle
interrupt.
school.
Why is there a pom pom on your hat?
I don't know. It's like one of those beanies with a pom pom, but I do really like them.
Are they?
The squeeze. You want to squeeze it? Yeah. You want to squeeze it?
Can I feel it?
That's pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
sorry.
they don't know how to. They're not preparing these kids correctly, and I really think these kids are at a disadvantage in life. Anybody?
Whoa.
Anybody that is, let's see. I'll throw
you
names
kids,
on it.
you kids in cities with horrible
Class
school
of-
systems, not you.
Class of
Us.
26. Class of 26.
We're the ones who are.
Class of 26 and lower is at a huge disadvantage in life, and they will fail our society. Thank you.
Is it because of like COVID messing this up? Like, did that?
I think
Did
COVID
that
played
create
into
something?
it, but it also is just the
over
way they
quarantine?
teach kids nowadays. Also, the methods that they teach them math is like to learn multiplication. I learned 2-digit multiplication by saying you multiply this by this, this by this, and then you place a placeholder, this by this, and then you add. it's like simple. Now they do some weird turtle method where they have to like circle
seen this.
numbers and like adjust them and write down other stuff.
It
and,
makes
like,
no sense.
It is so complicated that as a student in junior level math can't figure it out via the turtle method.
It's weird. I've seen the 4th grade level of it, and it's just I can't even help with math homework
I can't,
because
yeah.
it makes no sense at
Because
all.
if I try and teach them, they're like, "That's not how we were taught in school."
It is weird.
and I'm like, "But this is the easier way to do it," and it's like,
I mean, kudos to you guys for learning how to multiply two-digit numbers. I never got that far. I couldn't figure it out. I'm serious.
Oh my word!
I thought it was addition for the longest time, and then when
Why did they tilt the addition sign diagonally?
Yeah.
This must have got printed weird.
well, I thought you had to do addition and subtraction at the same time, and then when I finally did figure it out, they taught us PEMDAS, and then I didn't figure it out.
PEMDAS. Yeah. Whoa! I've never told this story. It just came into my head. I just remembered. It was 5th grade. 5th grade math. Parker and I were in the same class. We had Mrs. Peck, who nobody
yeah.
liked.
Yeah, I thought she was pretty decent.
She was right. She was very short.
literally
with
none
you.
of the fifth grade
she was
teachers, like
very
5th grade was
strict.
the worst
Yeah,
year
she
because
was
all the
strict.
5th grade
At our
teachers
elementary
were like
school, the 5th grade teachers are the
mediocre.
worst. Yeah.
Yeah.
At our
At
elementary
best.
school, it went like 4th grade teachers, great. 5th grade teachers, not great. 6th grade teachers, great.
Yeah.
They were sandwiched in between them. But Parker and I were in the same 5th grade math class, and I very clearly remember Parker trying to make the case. I don't know if it was just to me or if it was to everybody, that when rounding, you would go back as far as the calculator let you,
Yeah.
start at the end, and then go and round all of the numbers until you reached the left side of the number.
That is not.
So,
how
like,
it
if there were
works at
10
all.
decimal places, he would round. He was trying to get us to round every single one of them.
Yeah,
Why?
because that's the most accurate way to do it.
No.
Yeah, it is. So when you're
Luke doesn't even have a retort.
no, sometimes
It's
there
so
is a
ju-
difference
no.
though. Like 88.5 and 88.6, there could be a difference if the 5.
Just use sig figs.
Oh, sig figs are also the worst.
No, they're actually not.
Whenever I
Okay.
hear sig fig, I think of cinnamon.
I
Don't
think
know
of
why.
actual figs,
Yeah, I do too.
like the fruit.
Well,
The more
I
you
thought
do,
they
we do
were
it
cinnamon.
all the time in chem right now, and it's become second nature. Like I use sig figs in math by accident.
see
Like,
why
sig figs are dumb.
why does that exist?
sig figs
No,
math?
second nature. There's only one nature, and second nature. This analogy doesn't make any
It's
sense.
a great question.
That
Why
is
is it called
actually- I
second
don't
nature?
know.
Like second nature.
Is that like if you do something naturally, and then it's like second nature is like something you don't like automatically do naturally, but then you kind of like make it.
It's probably the Romans.
It's your second nature, because it became something you do naturally later on.
Anyway.
I don't know.
Anyway,
It's kind of like tomato sauce.
thank you for listening to episode 125. We will see y'all later. Howdy,
It's kind
boys.
of like tomato sauce.